If I ask you to name the most interesting One Piece character, you might say Luffy, Zoro, Shanks, or even Buggy. But there's one character who's often overlooked, and in my opinion, criminally underrated. You already know who it is by the title of this video. The man who's always smoking 2 cigars at once without any lung problems, Smoker. But why is he so obsessed with catching Luffy? Doesn't he have a million other things to do? I'm gonna assume you've already watched One Piece, so I won't go into too much detail about who Smoker is, but I'll briefly explain his character. Smoker's a marine who ate a Logia type devil fruit, which allows him to turn into smoke, and he's been a reoccurring character since early on in the series. The first time we saw Smoker was in Logetown, just before Luffy entered the Grand Line, and even then we could tell that he wasn't like the other marines we'd seen so far. At first, we only heard about him through rumors, as being a powerful marine who stopped pirates from reaching the Grand Line, and the first scenes we saw of him also built him up to be intimidating and powerful. But the moment when a little girl accidentally dropped her ice cream on Smoker was when we first saw his true character. Instead of getting angry or harming the girl like most marines would, he instead bought her a new ice cream with 5 scoops. Smoker is different to the other marines in that he has a clear sense of right and wrong. He doesn't believe in absolute justice like the other marines do, and he follows his own moral code. That being said, Smoker still has a very black and white view about pirates. He believes that they're all the same, which is mostly true since Luffy's an exception compared to most pirates Smoker comes across. Luffy was the first one to challenge Smoker's black and white view on pirates. He was completely different to every other pirate Smoker had met. He was cheerful, carefree, and didn't seem to cause any harm. Smoker didn't even realize Luffy was a pirate the first time they met, because of how friendly he seemed. The way Luffy smiled while he was about to get executed by Buggy was what caught Smoker's attention the most. So much in fact that Smoker left his post in Logetown just to chase after Luffy on the Grand Line. And this wasn't just because of his pride of not letting any pirates escape Logetown, because in that case he'd be chasing Buggy as well. But when the Marines told him Buggy escaped, he completely ignored them and focused only on Luffy. And keep in mind that Smoker hadn't even heard of Luffy before that day. In Alabasta, Smoker was confused as to why Luffy was going after Crocodile, which shows that he can't understand why a pirate would want to save people. And then when Luffy saved the entire country and Smoker's life, Smoker decided to follow his own sense of justice and let Luffy escape, which is something almost no marine would do. Because of Smoker's view on pirates, he didn't expect that a pirate would ever save his life. That was when Smoker realized that Luffy only does things because it's the right thing to do, and even if Smoker was his enemy, he decided to save him. After that arc ended, it seemed like Smoker was more dedicated than ever to hunting down Luffy. The reason why Smoker keeps chasing Luffy is because he stands for everything Smoker's been taught pirates aren't. He's the exception to Smoker's black and white view on pirates, and Smoker would rather capture Luffy than admit that not all pirates are evil, even though deep down he knows they aren't. When the world government tried to cover up that Luffy saved Alabasta and give the credit to Smoker, Smoker became angry at the higher-ups because he knew that Crocodile wouldn't have been defeated without Luffy. After Alabasta, Smoker was able to see the dark side of the Navy and what they were willing to do to cover up their mistakes. It annoyed him because it went completely against his own sense of justice. The existence of Luffy and the people he saves is enough to cause Smoker to have doubts about the Marines. It reminds him that he may not be on the right side, but for him to admit that the Marines aren't always the good guys is too much for him because he's still loyal to the Navy. It would be much easier just to capture Luffy so his views aren't challenged anymore. During the time skip, Smoker waited 2 whole years for Luffy to arrive in the New World, which shows just how dedicated he was to taking down the Straw Hats. His patience paid off though when he finally tracked down Luffy on Punk Hazard. During Punk Hazard, Smoker found out something else which made him lose even more trust in the Navy. One of the vice admirals and his senior officer, Virgo, turned out to be a pirate and was secretly helping to cover up kidnappings. Vice Admiral Virgo's betrayal and Smoker having to team up with Luffy again, this time to take down Caesar, made him even more conflicted. It seems like the more Luffy and Smoker meet, the more Smoker starts to realize how corrupt the Navy actually is. By the end of the arc, Smoker's entire unit was partying with the Straw Hats and they let them go once again. Smoker didn't say anything because he was still conflicted about everything that was going on. Smoker keeps reiterating that he's going after Luffy just because he's a pirate, but Smoker's starting to see the hypocrisy of the world government and how corrupt their sense of justice is. Luffy subconsciously reminds Smoker of the Navy's wrongdoings, and even though Smoker won't admit it, he knows that a lot of the things the Navy does are unjust. Also, something interesting to mention is that when Smoker was talking to Law about his alliance with Luffy, he automatically assumed that it was Law taking advantage of Luffy, which really shows how Smoker believes Luffy to be a sincere person. So yeah, that's it. That's my interpretation of why Smoker seems to be so focused on catching the Straw Hats. We haven't seen any other major appearances from Smoker since Punk Hazard, so it's going to be interesting to see how his character will be handled in the upcoming arcs. While it's true that Smoker was weak on Punk Hazard, that could serve as character development, and the next time he faces off against Luffy, he could have learnt new techniques, or even awakened his devil fruit. Also, I know there's other marines who are morally ambiguous like Garp and Fujitora, but Smoker's the one that's most involved with Luffy, and I have a feeling that we'll see a plot twist with him before the series series ends rather than making him just another Garp. Let me know your thoughts on Smoker. Do you think he'll become an admiral, or will he leave the navy like Aokiji? Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.